friends, my name is Megan.
And I'm Cody.
And welcome back to the New Heights Kids YouTube channel. Today we are going to be teaching you and going through the 7-day creation story of how God created the earth. So, what you're going to need for today, we're going to need a sheet of paper and some sort of coloring tool, whether that be colored pencils, crayons, markers, etc. We just need something to draw on the paper. Well, let's get into it.
Alright everybody, so what we're going to be doing for this fun activity is I'm going to be reading some passages from the Bible, from creation, and we're going to go kind of day by day and just kind of picture that on a drawing, and we're just kind of going to go with that. So we're going to start, well, in the beginning, so Genesis 1:1. So it says, "In the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth. The earth was without shape and it was empty. Deep water covered the earth, and there was no light. Everywhere was dark. The Spirit of God moved over the water. God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light. God saw that the light was good. He separated the light from the dark. God called the light day and called the dark night. Evening passed, and then it was morning. That was the first day." So, in the first day, we have light and dark, and we have the earth and the heavens. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with a black colored pencil here, and we're going to just draw the earth, and it's going to be a big circle covering almost all of the page like that. Perfect. So there's the earth, all dark and void, and nothing in it. So sad, but it'll be filled soon. So the next thing we're going to do is we got to draw two other circles that we're later we're going to color in and fill out, but we just need to fill them out now just so we don't color in the whole page right away. So we're going to make a big circle over here on the left and a big circle over here on the right. It's kind of looking like eyeballs. So the next part we need to depict is the light and the darkness. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of make a line here at half the page from the left and the right side. I'm going to make the left side the darkness, and then the right side will be the light. So I'm going to take this black colored pencil here. I'm just going to lightly shade in all of the darkness on this side. Alright, so there we have the darkness on one side. Now I'm going to draw the light on the other side. So I'm going to make it kind of a light yellow color. So I'm going to do this light yellow. Alright, so we have the darkness on one side and the light on the other. So it actually looks pretty good. It almost looks like we got two eyes and a big open mouth. Ah! Like he's yelling. Alright, so the next verse is Genesis 1:6. And it says, "Then God said, 'A wide space will appear between the waters, so the waters will separate into two places.' So God made a wide space. He separated the water under the space from the water that was above it. And what God said happened. God called the wide space sky. Evening passed, and then it was morning. That was the second day." So on this second day, God created the sky, the space between the waters from above and below. So we're going to kind of we're going to draw another circle inside the circle, which will be our main earth, and then the white space in between will kind of be the sky, and we'll color that in a second. So we're going to take this darker blue here, and I'm going to make a big circle on the inside, just like that. And so this will be our earth, and then the space all around it here will be like the sky and the atmosphere. So I'm going to take this light blue here, and I'm going to gently color in the sky around the earth. Okay, so now we have our sky/atmosphere is done. So now we're going to move on, and now we're in Genesis 1:9. It says, "God said, 'The water that is under the sky will come together in one place, then dry ground will appear.' And what God said happened. God called the dry ground land. He called the water that had come together the sea. God looked at what he had made. He saw that it was good. Then God said, 'The land will cause plants to grow. There will be plants with their seeds and trees with their fruits. Each kind of plant and tree will have its own seeds and fruits.' And what God said happened. All kinds of plants and trees began to grow in the ground. The plants made seeds, the trees made fruits with seeds in them. Each plant made its own kind of seeds. God looked at what he had made. He saw that it was good. Evening passed, and then it was morning. That was the third day. So on this third day, God created the land first. So I'm going to take a green color here. I'm going to do this, I'll do a light green. I'm going to create kind of like little continents, little pieces of land here on the earth. So that'll be a piece of land right in here. And then we'll do another one just right here. And then we'll just do a little one right here. Why not? Perfect. So these will be our pieces of land. So the separated pieces, we have our land and then our sea. Now we're going to color in the sea and the land in just a little bit because we're going to have to add some other things into the land and sea first before we finish coloring them in. So the next part we need to do is we need to draw some plants and trees and other things that grow on the land. So I'm just going to draw a few trees. Remember, he said all different kinds of trees, so all the different plants and trees were created. So do that, we'll make like a few little bushes, little plants over here. So we got some plants and trees and flowers and things on the land, so there we go. Now we're going to be moving on to the fourth day. So don't forget, we are going to be coloring the land and the ocean later, we just got to add some animals soon, so we didn't want to color it in too soon. So now we're on to the fourth day. Now Genesis 1:14 starts the next day and it says, God said, there will be lights all across the sky. They will separate the day from the night. They will show the seasons, days, and years. The lights in the sky will give light to the earth. And what God said happened. God made two great lights. The brighter light ruled over the day, and the less bright light ruled over the night. God also made all of the stars. God put all these lights in the sky to shine their light on the earth. They were to rule over the day and night. They were to separate the time of light from the time of dark. God looked at what he had made. He saw that it was good. Evening passed, and then it was morning. That was the fourth day. So now what we need to do is, well, add some stars to the nighttime over here, and then color in our sun and our moon. A little bit harder to see, but they look good. So I'm just drawing some bright yellow stars in the night sky over here. You can make your stars as big or as small or as bright or not as bright as you want. So now we're going to color in the moon. And the moon is kind of a small light color. It's not very dark and it's not super bright. Alright, so there's our moon. Now I have to put a smiley face on the moon because, I don't know, the moon's got to be happy. So I'm going to make two big eyes like this, and a big old smiley face. The moon is all happy. Look at that! Such a happy moon. Perfect. Alright, so now I'm going to move to the other side over here and color the sun. I kind of want this to look more sun-like, so I'm going to draw some rays coming off of it. So there we go. So now we have a big bright sun on this side here. Alright, now the last finishing touch on the sun is he has to have a smiley face as well. Look at that! He looks so great. Looks so great, so happy. I love it. Okay, now we're going to be moving on to day 5. We're almost there, almost all the way through. So day 5 is going to start at Genesis 1:20, and it says, God said, the waters will become full with many living things. Birds will appear and fly above the earth all across the sky. God made big animals to live in the sea. He made every different kind of living thing that filled the sea. He made every different kind of bird to fly in the sky. God looked at what he had made and saw that it was good. God blessed all of them. He said to them, give birth to many young ones so that you grow in number. Fill all the water in the seas. The birds also should become very many all across the earth. Evening passed and then it was morning. That was the 5th day. So the 5th day, God created all of the sea creatures and, well, all the birds in the sky. So we kind of have the sky atmosphere that's around here. So I'm going to draw a few birds in there. Now you can draw birds however you want. I'm going to do the old-fashioned, I call them M-birds, like that. They kind of look like a drawn-out, pulled-out M. So I'm going to draw kind of some flocks of little M-birds around over here. Now, if you want to draw real birds, not these little M birds, then that's awesome. I'm not a very good drawer, so I'm going to stick with these M birds. There we go. All right, so we put a bunch of birds in the sky around here. So now what we need to do is we got to put some sea creatures in the ocean and the sea right here. And then what we'll do is we'll color the sea around them. So I'm going to do a few fish. Let's see. I'm going to make, what color? We'll do orange, like clownfish. There's my little school of fish. Now let's see. I'm going to try to draw a whale. And this will be interesting. I'm going to use this dark, like blue-purple right here. And we're going to see if I can draw a whale. It's kind of like a dolphin almost. Dolphin whale, maybe? I don't know. It's a nice little sea animal. I don't know what he is, but hey, he's a sea animal. And you can draw all sorts of animals. You can draw some sharks, maybe, other types of fish, some sea urchins, an octopus. You can draw an octopus. I think I'm going to draw a little sea turtle. It's not a bad sea turtle. I think that's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to leave it as that. So those are going to be my sea creatures in there. So once you're done drawing your sea creatures, we have to fill in the rest of the ocean color. So I'm going to take this blue here. I'm going to just color in the rest of the ocean. Okay, so now we're on to day 6. Now day 6 begins on Genesis 1 verse 24, and it says, God said, different kinds of animals will now appear on the land. There will be livestock and wild animals. There will also be other small animals that move along the ground. There will be many kinds of animals, and each kind will be different. And what God said happened. God made the different kinds of wild animals and the different kinds of livestock. He made all the different kinds of animals that move along the ground. God looked at what he had made, and he saw that it was good. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to draw all the different kinds of animals on the land. And then what we can do is slowly start coloring in the land after that. I'm going to start with let's see if I can find a gray. I'm going to draw an elephant over here. You can draw any animals you want. Giraffes, lions, tigers, bears. Oh my. There's my elephant right there. That's cool. I'm going to do, I'm going to do maybe a little mouse now. Look at that little mouse right there. That's good. Now you gotta remember, God created all land creatures on this day. So that includes dinosaurs. Woo! So I'm gonna draw, a giant Brachiosaurus dinosaur over here. Look at that big purple dinosaur. So perfect. Okay, now we gotta finish up day 6 because we're about halfway done. So the second part of day 6 starts on Genesis 1 verse 26, and it says, Then God said, we will make humans so that they are very much like us. They will rule over the fish in the sea and over the birds in the sky. They will rule over the livestock. They will rule over the whole earth and all the animals that move along the ground. God made humans. He made them to be like himself. He made some of them males and some of them females. God blessed them. He said to them, Give birth to children, grow in number, fill the earth, and rule over it. So what we need to draw is, the first 2 humans, which were, Adam and Eve. So I am not good at drawing humans at all. So mine are just going to be stick figures, but they're going to be pretty great stick figures. Look at them. There's Adam. He looks so good. All right, now I got to draw Eve next to him. Look at that. There's Adam. And there's Eve. They look so great. Okay, so now what we need to finish up is now that we have our 2 humans on here, we're going to have to color in the rest of the land. So you can do whatever color you want. I'm going to do a green. Okay, so now after God had created humans, he finishes up and he says, Now God looked at everything that he had made, and he saw that it was all very good. Now evening passed, and then it was morning. That was the 6th day. So now we're done with day 6. Now we have is day 7. Now you might be kind of looking around and wondering, what else is there to do? Well, day 7 is one of the best, and it says in Genesis 2, verse 1, In that way, God finished making the heavens and the earth. as well as everything in them. The seventh day came. Then God stopped the work he had been doing, stepped back, and just looked at his beautiful creation. God blessed the seventh day. He made it a special day because he had finished making everything. He did not work on that day. So there you have it. So as we talk about the seventh day, I want you guys to just look back at your creation like God did and just look how beautiful this is. Look how wonderful everything turned out. I think mine looks great, and I'm sure yours does too. So now that we're done, I want to see what yours looks like, Megan.
Alright, so while he was doing his, I was secretly doing mine. So here's my final product, and bring it closer to you. We have the day and the night, and then my earth. It actually turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I like how you did it vertically instead of horizontally. It's a little bit different.
Oh, thank you. I decided to take some artistic freedom with that.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Alright, well, that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining us in creating the Earths and going through the creation story with Cody. So if you guys drew your own Earth, please post it on social media on our Facebook and Instagram. Tag us at NHKidsAZ, so because we would love to see your beautiful drawings. Alright, well, hope you guys have a fantastic week. We'll see you again next time.
Bye.